Hello, this is Japanese craft beer reviews, and today we will look at a beer from one of the major Japanese beer companies, and there are four: Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, and Suntory. Today's beer is from Sapporo. It's a very new one. In fact, it's the newest beer from Sapporo. It's called Sapporo Nippon Hop Kibou no Hop, Little Star. And this is a series of beers. It's a new series, this year's series from Sapporo, their Nippon Hop series. And it's the third one in the series, each one featuring a different Japanese hop. 5.5%, don't know the IBUs, but let's just take a quick look at them. I'm going to post some photos of the others in the series as well. So it's the third one in the Nippon Hop series. The first one was Hajimari no Hoppu Shinshu Wase. Hajimari mean beginning, the first one in the series. And Shinshu Wase is a hop from northern Japan. Shinshu refers to the area around Nagano, but it's grown in other places of Japan too as well. It's probably the best known Japanese hop, Shinshu Wase. And the second one was called Guzen no Hoppu Golden Star. And Guzen has the meaning of by chance or coincidence. And this is the third one, Kibo no Hoppu. And Kibo means hope, or your plan for something. So they're hoping for the good future of hops in Japan. So it's nice they're featuring Japanese hops. Definitely, Japanese hops tend not to be terribly expressive, terribly either bitter or aromatic, and when they're used in a beer, featured in a beer, it's often, the results are okay. I mean, they work well in lagers and things like that, for sure, but they can be kind of overwhelmed in a heavier style. This beer is a Pilsner, and so it should work out okay, 5.5%. And they say that this hop is a small hop, but the pictures I saw on their website doesn't seem to be so small. I mean, it's named Little Star. And it should have a kind of elegant and mild sort of flavor and aroma. And it's a case of, let's take a quick look at I'm going to put up a link to the kind of history of some of these Japanese hops, but first let me quickly tell you about them. So this one is, the parents are Open, something called Open, and I'm not sure what that is, and Tettnang, of course, which is a German hop. So the cultivar, the parent hops were Open and Tettnang to produce Little Star. Some of the other hops, for example, White Vine plus Zatz led to Shinshu Wase, and Shinshu Wase led to Golden Star. Let's see. And Sorachi Ace come from Brewer's Gold and Zatz, and then something called Beikei and 70KSH6 led to Sorachi Ace, which was developed in Japan, but not really widely used. It became much more widely used when it was cultivated in the U.S. And from Sorachi Ace, plus Zatz, we get something called Hokoto Ace, and with something called USDA 19058, Furano Special. I'm sorry, Hokuto is the Hokuto Ace is the one plus Zatz. And Furano Special, Furano is the area of Hokkaido. And then several hops mixed together with Zatz eventually led to something called Furano Magical. So I'm expecting they've already done Golden Star, Little Star, and Shinshu Wase. So I would expect in the future iterations of this hop series, they're going to feature Sorachi Ace, perhaps Hokuto Ace, perhaps Furano Special, and Furano Magical. So we'll be looking forward to that. Okay, so this beer cost 198 yen when I bought it, plus tax would be about 220 yen, and I guess that's probably about $1.50 or so. Not terribly expensive. All right, shall we give this one a go? Rate beer, no ratings when I checked, and Untapped had 14 ratings, and the average was 3.2. Once again, Nippon Hop 希望のホップ Little Star. Okay. Okay, and as with all Japanese major company beers, it is beautiful, crystal clear, medium gold straw with a nice fluffy, somewhat spongy sort of finger of white foam. And carbonation. Okay. Huh, okay. So it is a Pilsner. Honestly, it smells like something like a German noble hop based in a Pilsner. So, well, it comes from one of the parents is Tettnang, of course, which is a German hop used in Pilsners. Okay, very pleasant. Very lightly fruity and grassy. Okay. Wow. I'm detecting something like Sorachi Ace in this. The bitterness is more than I expected. It's kind of sitting on the tongue lightly. Sorachi Ace, if you've ever had they make a single hop version of that a beer with Sorachi Ace in it. Sapporo does, and you can buy it a lot of places. But it's much too strong. It's very soapy, minty. Tastes like fennel or something. Onions, that sort of thing. It's not that pleasant. But they still sell it. I don't know why or how. I saw somebody buying it one time and I went, Anyway, I think it might work well and much better in a darker beer, which they did make, a darker beer, but like very limited edition, and I never found it. So a darker beer with Sorachi Ace, but yeah, I do kind of sense that here. This works very well. The maltiness is light to moderate. Very smooth. Bitterness kicks in after mid-palate and kind of lingers for a while. It does get a bit of sharpness there, a bit of that kind of oniony. Sorry, when I say onions, I mean green onions. Yeah, interesting hop. Okay, I wasn't expecting that this was going to showcase much of anything, as generally they don't when they put in they feature a Japanese hop. But this one really does come through. Pleasant, interesting, unusual. I think this deserves a chance. You give this a go if you happen to see it. It's appearing in liquor stores throughout Japan. Try the Yamaya chain. You will probably find it there. That's where I found this one. But once again, it's called Sapporo Nippon Hop Kibou no Hop for hops Little Star, and they're featuring that Little Star hop. I think this is an interesting hop. And okay, so again, if you go to the description, I'll put a link to. They have a whole history of Japanese hop cultivation and featuring some of the people who worked for Sapporo and other breweries in isolating and developing hops in Japan. Quite interesting. And you can use auto translate or something if you like and read about the development of hops in Japan. Okay, well that is it for today. Please stay well. Bye-bye.